Shwmai fy ffrindiau, hello my friends, Jason Shepherd here from the Learn Welsh podcast, and today it's another episode of the Learn Welsh Beginners course. Now today we're going to look at a very important question. Well, it's all in context, I know, but it's important if, like I was a few years ago, you were out in America, in LA in fact, and I was taking part in the West Coast Eisteddfod. I was teaching some Welsh out there. And one thing you'll find when you meet up with other Welsh people, they love to know what part of Wales other Welsh people that they meet out in America come from. It becomes quite important. The first thing they say, hello, and then they ask you, where are you from? Now if you say, for example, I'm from Swansea and I say that place, and they're from there, they'll go, oh my God. And then we'll start talking about all the wonderful things that we know in that area, in that town, that we've all been to. Oh, have you been to this place? Yeah, I've been there. Have you been? Oh, I haven't been there for years. It's shut down. It's shut down. No. If you live in a completely different place to them, they'll probably say, do you know what? I've got a cousin who comes from there. No, and then we'll start talking about the place again. So this question becomes very important. Where do you live? And I'm going to teach you that question today. Ble dych chi'n byw? Where do you live? Ble dych chi'n byw? Ble, where? Dych chi, do you? Byw, live. This question can also be translated as, where are you living? It's a flexible old language as Welsh. Ble dych chi'n byw? Where do you live? Or where are you living? So let's say it slowly. Ble, dych, got that CH sound, dych. And the CH again, chi'n byw. Ble dych chi'n byw? And if you wanted to ask of course, the formal form, which a key question is, ble dych chi'n byw, we use it with people that we respect and with plural, with more than one person as well. What about the informal form, which we say with friends, family, children, animals? Ble wyt ti'n byw? Ble wyt ti'n byw? Ble, where, wyt ti, are you? The little apostrophe N, which makes it into teen, connects us to byw. Where do you live, or where are you living? Ble wyt ti'n byw? Ble wyt ti'n byw? Now, this is how we answer the question. We use a form that I taught you in an earlier lesson. I taught you how to say your name. Jason, do we? Jason, do we? We take the do we, which means I am, put it in front of the sentence, and we also connect it with that. We always use the little apostrophe N, which is the shortened version of an, after he is, she is, we are, they are, always after. So do we becomes dwi'n. Dwi'n byw yn. I live in. Dwi'n byw yn. And yes, the word an can be used as a grammatical connector, like we just saw with the shortened version, the apostrophe N, or it can be used as the word in Welsh. In Welsh, yeah. Did I say enough ins there? Dwi'n byw yn, I live in, followed by the place name. For example, I originally come from Swansea, so dwi'n byw yn Abertawe. Dwi'n byw yn Abertawe. Now, a lot of people in Swansea say this more colloquially as Abertawe. Abertawe. And much easier to teach this one as well. So we'll stick with that. Dwi'n byw yn Abertawe. So think of the group, the band ABBA, and think of the TV show The Only Way is Essex, known by fans as Towie. Imagine that ABBA is making the theme tune for the next series of Towie. Abertawe. Abertawe. So put the ABBA and the Tawi together with a little rolling R in between. Abertawi. Dwi'n byw yn Abertawi. I live in Swansea. A wonderful place to visit, Swansea, especially the Gower Peninsula. Now here's another place, Harlech. Harlech. People say it in English, Harlech. They say it like that. Harlech. Oh, I'm going to Harlech. But in Welsh, it's Har with a rolling R and then a lech. Lech. With that CH sound, that sound. Dwi'n byw yn Harlech. Dwi'n byw yn Harlech. Now a lot of people have been to Snowden. Snowden in Welsh is yr Wyddfa. Yr Wyddfa. So it's two words. So which is the, or one of the forms of the, but the one that we use with vowels. And then we've got the WY, which is the oi sound. It's oi, oi, oi. And then a T, the double D sounds like the TH in they, them, etc. And the FA sounds like the F in Welsh is a V. So it's yr Wyddfa. Yr Wyddfa. Yr Wyddfa. Yr Wyddfa. Dwi'n byw yn yr Wyddfa. Dwi'n byw yn yr Wyddfa. I live in Snowden. One more, then I'm going to show you how to ask a different question and answer a different question about where somebody lives. First of all, this one, Aberystwyth, I would say in English, but in Welsh I would say Aberystwyth. But there's debates about this. People further up, mid-Wales, often say Aberystwyth. Well, whereas down here in South Wales, we will pronounce it the way it's supposed to be pronounced, obviously. The way it looks when you pronounce it, Aberystwyth. So that's the one I'm going to teach you. Aber, so like the group again, but with a rolling R. Aber, ast, with. Aberystwyth. You could think of it like this. Aber, rust, and with. That aber, they rust in the width of that microphone over there. They rust in the width of it. Aberystwyth. Aberystwyth. Dwi'n byw yn Aberystwyth. You may also want to ask where someone else lives. For example, I saw my friend Mark the other day. Hadn't seen him in years. I was asking him all about his life. We were catching up. And then I asked him where a friend of ours, Sean, where he was living these days. And I said to him, ydy Sean yn byw yn Aberdaron o hyd? Is Sean living in Aberdaron still? And he said, mae Sean wedi symud. Sean has moved. That led me to ask this next question. Ble mae Sean yn byw nawr? Where is Sean living now? Ble mae Sean yn byw nawr? So ble, where? Mae is Sean, that's the name. Yn byw, the yn is our linking word again. Byw, to live or living. And nawr, which is the Welsh version of now, at least one of them. We use it down here in South Wales, and we always have, it's now with a rolling R, nawr. Ble mae Sean yn byw nawr? You could leave out the now. Ble mae Sean yn byw? Where does Sean live, or where is Sean living? Ble mae Sean yn byw? But in this case, I wanted to know where he was living now, as opposed to where he'd been when I last knew him. Ble mae Sean yn byw nawr? And this is how you answer the question. Mae Sean yn byw yn. Sean is living, followed by the place name. So, mae Sean is, yn byw, living. Remember that yn is connecting. Yn, in, and then the place name. Now you may be saying to me, Jason, last time when we had the connection, it was the apostrophe N, not the YN. It was a shortened version of N. Why are we changing it now back to N? That's because the connection comes straight after the word Sean, which ends in the letter N. So we'd be saying, mae Sean yn byw. It doesn't sound right, does it? So that's why we go back to the full N. So let's try a place name. Mae Sean yn byw yn Aberystwyth. Mae Sean yn byw yn Aberystwyth. Mae Sean yn byw yn Abertawe. What about this one? Mae Sean yn byw yn Rhyl. 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 Yeah, soft, that was a better one. The first one sounded like my tongue was going to pop off then. Rhyl. Rhyl is spelled R-H-Y-L. The Y-L is basically ill, and that R-H, one letter, in the Welsh alphabet, we got the H sound first, the H, and then the rolling R straight after it, so it's a Hr. Rhyl. 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 Okay? So, mae Sean yn byw yn Rhyl. Sean is living in Rhyl. Mae Sean yn byw yn Rhyl. Or maybe he lives in Llandudno. 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 Llan, with that double L at the beginning, that sound. Llandudno. Down this end of Wales, you'll often hear the not sound, the N-O at the end as no. Llandudno. So, you know, it's up to you. Llandudno. Mae Sean yn byw yn Llandudno. Sean lives in Llandudno. Mae Sean yn byw yn Llandudno. Lots of people, especially English people coming into Wales, say Llandudno. Llandudno. Because of the U. But the U is an I in Welsh, so Llandudno is what we actually should say. Let's try one more. This place was in the news a lot a few years ago because Prince William was living and working in Anglesey. Anglesey in Welsh is Ynys Môn. Ynys Môn. So the first bit is Ynys, that's the first word, Ynys. And then the second word is spelled M-O-N with a little toe above it. A little upside down V. And that elongates the O. So it's not Mon, but Môn. Almost like the morn in morning. Môn. Ynys Môn. And let's change Sean's name. We keep saying the same person. It could be anybody's name that you wanted. Let's say Rhian. Mae Rhian yn byw yn Ynys Môn. Mae Jack yn byw yn Ynys Môn. Mae Sarah yn byw yn Ynys Môn. Mae Sarah yn byw yn Llandudno. So all you do is you take the person's name out, Sean's name out, and put another name in there. And we can also add the now at the end if you want. You know, mae Rhian yn byw yn Aberystwyth nawr. She lives in Aberystwyth. Rhian lives in Aberystwyth now. So there we are. We have two questions and we have two answers. We can answer and say where we live. Ble dych chi'n byw? O, dwi'n byw yn Abertawe. Ble mae Sean yn byw? Mae Sean yn byw yn Aberystwyth. So we've got the two questions and the two ways of answering. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like what we do here, why not subscribe? And if you want to be notified of every video, click the little bell. This is our 10,000th subscriber video. It's amazing. We now have over 10,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. 2 years ago we had just a few, and now look at us. And that's to do with you. Your support, telling other people about our videos, supporting us the way you do with on the Learn Welsh Podcast Club and in Patreon, and also just asking us questions, leaving messages, liking the videos. All of that's helped to let people know that we are here. If you don't support us and you would like to, you can go to learnwelshpodcast.co.uk, join the Learn Welsh Podcast Club, or you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/learnwelsh. Either way, you'll get lots of extra learning materials, get all of our videos early, lots of other stuff as well. Well, it's time for me to go. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!